Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very happy to have you here, guys. In today's video I want to quickly share my thoughts on Nyla Vanielle from Arabiyat Prestige, another inspiration of Bianco Latte from Giardini di Toscana, and I want to let you know how this fragrance smells like, how it develops. In today's video I will focus more on this specific scent profile of Nyla Vanielle. I will not touch on the comparison with other inspirations that I have tried of Bianco Latte, because I want to film a dedicated review where I will be sharing my thoughts on all the fragrances that I have tried myself that are inspired by Bianco Latte, where I want to mention if I find them similar, which is the most similar, so on and so forth. So yes, you guys, today's video will be focused on Nyla Vanielle. Now, before I start the video, guys, I want to touch on something. Some of you have noticed because I have posted a comment under my latest video that I have uploaded, and this is the first video that I actually get a chance to film since the situation has happened, and I want to mention it here as well. Now guys, someone bought my channel thousands of subscribers and thousands of comments and views and likes from bot accounts. So basically someone is kind of trying to silence my channel a little bit, to perhaps shadow ban my channel, let's just say. Yeah, this situation has started I think on the 7th of March currently. Today is the 14th of March and I still receive comments, you guys. Now I reached out to the team from YouTube and they have started to remove some of my bot subscribers. I think at one point I had like 23,000 subscribers going on 24,000 subscribers. So yes, I don't know exactly who is doing this, but I clearly know they don't have good intentions behind it. So if you want to help my channel, if you resonate with my work, if you want to help my channel, please watch the video, give it a like, leave me a comment in the comment section so the algorithm still keeps my video up and showing in your feed, and you won't die in a sea of bot comments, bot views, bot subscribers. It's a very annoying situation, you guys. Like I've mentioned, I don't know who is so bothered by my presence here on YouTube. I don't know who is so bothered by the videos I'm filming, but apparently someone is very bothered because I received genuinely thousands of comments and you kind of have to pay for something like this. So yes, let's focus on Nyla Vanielle in today's video. So I have the fragrance here. I think I will wear this fragrance later, so for the sake of the video I will apply it on my skin. So this fragrance, you guys, like I've mentioned from the beginning, this is an inspiration to Bianco Latte, the it girl fragrance. I feel like at the moment this fragrance, or let's just say this scent profile, has been trending for a while and it just gets more and more popular. More and more brands come out with their inspirations, either a twist on the DNA, either they try to mimic the DNA, but it's safe to say you have a lot of fragrances under this umbrella. Yet this manages to shine in its own way to me. So this fragrance opens up with the most soft, gentle, warm honey accord that feels warm, like I've mentioned, a little bit syrupy, and in the opening the honey accord feels like it envelops that beautiful, smooth, refined, yet very dense and rich, sweet electronic accord that's so emblematic to the DNA of Bianco Latte. I pick up gentle facets of tonka bean, but I feel like the tonka bean doesn't even shine as much in this fragrance. Yeah, so this fragrance opens up sweet, very warm, very dense, milky, lactonic for sure, but it's that type of lactonic accord that feels quite cozy, quite enveloping, quite relaxing for someone with a taste when it comes to fragrances like mine. I don't think this is the kind of lactonic accord that pulls very sophisticated, elevated. Think Blanche Bête, think Her Confession by Lattafa, think Lactea Divina from Paris Corner. To me, this is the opposite of the. To me, this is the opposite of that. This is cozy, this is girly, this is feminine, this is gentle. This feels like a warm hug in a way, you know. Yeah, so this is how the fragrance smells like in the opening. I feel like the two pillars of the fragrance are the honeyed facet that's highlighted in such a beautiful way, and the honey has nothing animalic about it, nothing sharp, nothing medicinal like you've came across, or at least I've came across these types of honey accords in other fragrances. Is your typical gourmand leaning but very gentle and smooth and refined syrupy honey with the lactonic accord. So these two are the pillars. I feel like the tonka bean is in the background, and the tonka bean together with the lactonic accord definitely tie this fragrance to the Bianco Latte family. But But I feel like what happens as the fragrance develops, I also start to detect the most beautiful caramelly vanillic accord. The caramel and vanilla accord, I'd say it's like a fusion, you know, it's not just caramel, it's caramel that's a little bit stretched out with something vanilla. It's like a vanillic infused caramel accord, that type of blend. So it adds a little bit of richness, it adds this gentle sticky undertone about the fragrance, but it doesn't make it feel too suffocating, too sickly sweet, anything like this. Again, this is to me a balanced fragrance from the beginning. Yeah, very balanced blend. And what can I tell you, if you are a lover of this DNA, you will enjoy this fragrance for sure, you guys. Now, of course, I can pick up differences, for instance, between Nyla Vanielle and Eclaire by Lattafa, or Tiramisu Caramel from Zimaya, or other inspirations that I have tried myself. But like I've mentioned, I will mention the differences in a separate video. To me, this is one of the closest fragrances that I have tried that mimics, let's just say, the scent profile, the opening, the development, and the dry down of Bianco Latte. I feel like other fragrances that I have tried have different twists on the DNA, whereas to me this is the closest inspiration that I have tried myself. So to me, in a way, the attention is split, let's just say, amongst the chords, you know, so it's not just a lactonic fragrance, it's a lactonic fragrance in the opening with a little bit of something honeyed. Then as it develops, I also start to get a little bit of caramel, a little bit of vanilla, and all this together contribute to the sweetness of the fragrance, to that beautiful, cozy element that this fragrance exudes, or cozy feeling, let's just say. And like I've mentioned, they all contribute as well to the richness of the fragrance. So this feels the richest, the densest, the thickest, while maintaining this smooth and refined undertone about it. It's sweet, you guys, but I wouldn't say it's a sickly sweet fragrance, though you should appreciate sweet fragrances to fully appreciate this fragrance. Yes, this is pretty much how the fragrance smells like, you guys. I'd say this has the most rich, full-bodied lactonic accord out of all the inspirations that I have tried. But like I've mentioned, even though in the opening is the lactonic accord with the honey facet that are the pillars of the fragrance, as the fragrance get a chance to develop on paper here on my skin as well, I feel like the attention is split amongst different notes. You know, so you have a little bit of caramel, a little bit of vanilla, this gentle powdery musky facet, but the powdery musky facet doesn't cut from the richness of the fragrance. This is something I appreciate. This feels smooth, this feels refined and extremely dense and full-bodied at the same time. So yeah, those are my thoughts about the fragrance. This is pretty much how it smells like. What can I tell you? Do I approve it? I do approve it, you guys. I think it's a beautiful release. Now, is it redundant to have all the other inspirations out there of Bianco Latte? Of course it is, you guys. Of course it is. Unless you are a die-hard lover of this DNA, I don't think you need all of them in your collection, honestly. I was lucky enough to purchase some myself, to receive other for reviewing purposes. This is why I can, let's just say, compare them. But if you were looking, let's just say, for, I can't really say a spot-on dupe, but the closest that I have tried myself, I'd say look into this fragrance, look into Nyla Vanielle from Arabiyat Prestige. The presentation is impeccable, the scent is impeccable, nothing to complain. I've had this fragrance in my collection for, it was, I feel like, a month perhaps, since I first started to use it up until now. And I do feel like first few times I tried it, in the opening I did pick up a gentle alcohol blast. I want to say alcohol boost. It's not a boost, it's alcohol blast. But now at this moment on, after having it for such a time, oh, I cannot speak. After having it for a month in my collection, I don't pick up anything alcoholic in the opening. So this is the most refined out of all the fragrances that I have tried. Also, this is sweet, though it's the least sweet. Does it make sense? I hope it does. So it's less sweet than Tiramisu Caramel, it's less sweet than Eclaire, it's less sweet, or let's just say the caramel doesn't shine as much as it does in Bianco Latte. So yeah. Now, let me briefly touch on the performance, considering I had plenty of times to... I have had plenty of occasions where I was wearing this fragrance, either when I was at home, before I went to sleep, after I took a shower, when I was going out, rarely alone this fragrance, more so layered, but I can give you more of an in-depth description of the performance, let's just say. So guys, longevity on skin, I'd say at this moment on, it's around 6.5 hours. That's the most I get. It doesn't go past that. but I feel like this scent profile in general is not the kind of scent profile that lingers on my skin, that it lingers and it lingers and it lingers. I feel like it's one of the most long-lasting fragrances that I have tried that are an inspiration to be, or there is an inspiration to Bianco Latte. But not even Bianco Latte lingers for, I don't know, like 10-12 hours on my skin. I feel like that fragrance lingers for, I feel like the most I got was like 7.5 hours. So yeah, this comes pretty close to the performance of Bianco Latte. I feel like it's just, it doesn't project as much in a way. So as longevity on my skin, I've touched upon that. Now, what I want to highlight is how this fragrance performs on clothes. And I know this very well because this is one of the fragrances I wear before I go to sleep, and I like to spray it on my pajamas because after a busy day, after a day of running errands, of stretching myself in 10 different directions, of doing I don't know how many things that day, when I go to sleep, I want to feel relaxed and cozy, and this is the scent profile that I choose to wear pretty much, if not every night to sleep, every other night, let's just say. And I've noticed how beautiful this fragrance performs on clothes. Usually when I go to sleep, I like to apply around 4 sprays. I don't like to overdo it because, again, I want something that feels calming and cozy. I don't want to sleep in a cloud of fragrance, you know. So I do usually 1 spray here on my chest. I do 1 spray on my stomach, but like on my pajamas. Then I spray it here, 1 spray here, 1 spray here on both of the sleeves from my pajama. And even the next day after I wake up, so let's just say it's like what, 7.5, 8 hours, 8.5 hours, depends how much sleep I got that night. But even after those many hours, or let's just say the next day when I put my pajama back on, I am still easily able to smell this fragrance, you guys. So the scent on clothes lingers in such a beautiful way. So yes, now projection wise, I'd say it's a medium projection. It's not the kind of fragrance, that's an intimate fragrance that sits very close to you, but it's neither the kind of fragrance that you want to show off your scent in a way when you go to a party or to a wedding or to somewhat of a more special event and you want everyone around you to smell your fragrance. I think this, at most, it's a medium projection, but I do think it depends, again, what kind of fragrances do I compare it to. You know what I mean? If I compare it to fragrances that in general are very like soft and intimate, perhaps a little bit more muted, then yes, this is much more loud than those. But at the same time, if I compare it to some of the heaviest fragrances that I have in my collection, this doesn't really project like those fragrances. So middle ground, I'd say it's a medium projection at most, but it does leave a beautiful sillage. This is the kind of fragrance that, even though it doesn't have the most complex development, let's just say, I do pick up subtle nuances that starts to shine more as the fragrance develops, but more or less it follows, let's just say, somewhat of a linear direction in terms of development. Though, you guys, if you do anywhere from like 10 to 15 sprays, this is the kind of fragrance that will form a beautiful yet very cozy and girly and feminine and relaxing, to me at least, cloud of fragrance around you. So from this perspective on, wearing this fragrance feels very nice. It feels, I don't know, like it makes me feel very relaxed and very girly and feminine for sure, because this does have sweetness, but again, girly and feminine in a way that's relaxing my mind, my body, my soul, you know. So yeah, this is everything I wanted to tell you. Gender, I'd say it's feminine, but you wear whatever makes you happy. You know, I don't look at fragrances from such strict lenses, let's just say. I'm more of a do whatever feels good to you type of person. So yeah, seasons, easily an all year round fragrance. You can wear it during the winter, you can wear it during the summer. I am really looking forward to wear this fragrance in, let's just say, spring or even closer to the summertime, and to see how it will develop, because I do have a feeling that the honey facet will start to shine much more in the summertime, or perhaps the caramel. I feel like now in cold weather it's the milk accord that shines the most. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I will see you in my next video. Like I always say, if you want to tell me anything, please put it in the comment section and I promise that I will get back to you. If you have tried Nyla Vanielle, I would love to hear your feedback on the fragrance. Let me know if you like it, let me know if you love it, let me know if perhaps it didn't really surprise you in any way. And like I always say, I'm sure that others will find your feedback more than useful as well. Yes, I will see you in my next video, but until then I want to wish you an amazing day wherever you are. Bye guys.